Hello there, my dear air signs. Happy 2026. Okay, so for these readings, I'm going to divide the year into 3 months. So it'll be the first 3 months, the second 3 months, the fourth 3 months, whatever. Okay, and then I'm also going to do it per sign. So just bear with me. I'm going to do Aquarius first. We're going to start Aquarius at 1 minute. And if you like the readings, please make sure to leave me a comment. Let me know how it resonated with each of your signs. And let's begin. All right, so Aquarius. We're going to look to see if there's anything you need to be aware of, anything that might be coming in that you can brace yourself for, etc. Let's see. First 3 months, January, February, March. April, May, June, July, August, September, and October through December. Alright, so we're going to start with the first 3 months, January through March. We've got don't let your past hold you back. So there might be some things that happen at the beginning of the year to where you're recognizing, like, I've completed one cycle in my life. Because last year we were in the nines. This year we're back to one, right? Nines are all about self, learning of what no longer needs to be in our life, where to go from here, etc. Right? So coming into something new is always a little bit scary. It may not be the most comfortable, but as long as we don't let, like, our past mistakes, our past failures hold us back, we can embrace the new that's coming. But let's get some more information. January through March for my beautiful Aquariuses. Okay. I kind of feel the beginning of the year, there's a lot of change. You're kind of, it may not get off on the best of footing, especially when we start off with the tower. The tower is nothing to be scared of because surprise comes a lot. Sometimes things happen beyond our control that make us feel a little bit imbalanced. So in these 3 months, I feel like you might be trying to find your footing. Everything that's past is gone, and you're having to build something new, and you're like, I don't know which way to go. And Spirit's kind of saying the best way to go about it, especially with the Page of Cups, is go into it with the most light-hearted, playful spirit possible. Enjoy it, because this is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing. I feel blessings come with it. You can't get to your star without going through the dismantling of what doesn't work. So you may feel a little imbalanced. You may feel like, I don't know where to go. And Spirit's like, just keep going and have fun with it, because this won't come again. This time will not come again. So very new, very exciting, but a little stressful too. You know, change is scary sometimes. Okay, we got the whole deck to clarify. Okay. The first card that comes out is the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is not comfortable because we're having to grieve the past version of ourselves that hurt us. The things that have shown us what we don't want to be, what we don't want out of life, that type of thing. So what I'm getting, especially with the Queen of Cups, you probably were like an overgiver. You were totally open to giving all of yourself without necessarily balancing your heart. Who to give it to, who not to give it to. So, Three of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. What I'm getting is, what's coming in for you is getting back what it is you put out. So whatever you put out during this time, there's something coming in that's going to balance that. So let's say you give to a particular person You're going to get back what it is that you put in. If you've given so much of yourself in the past and you've lost a lot, this is almost like a reward from the universe saying, here, this is may not be in the same form that you lost it in the past, but it's coming back to make things equal, to restore the balance of what was taken or what was lost in the past. So I feel a sense of grieving, yes, but I also feel a sense of being rewarded for your ability to keep going. And I do feel a very celebratory energy around this. This could be your birthday season or something like that, to where you're starting to see that what you put out is starting to come back for you and restoring the balance of the universe. What goes up must come down, as above, so below, etc. So I do feel the first 3 months are going to be a little rocky at times, as long as you don't let your past determine what your future is going to be, and you're open to receive back what it is you put out. You're going to have blessings like rain down. There's going to be an overflow of blessings for you in the first 3 months. Change is scary, like I said, so getting used to a new normal might be one of the biggest struggles for you in the first part of the year. Um, Especially, like, let's say you wanted to be a millionaire and you all of a sudden win the lottery. Now, what are you going to do with it? It's scary, right? Like, what am I going to do with this money to make sure that I can have it for years to come? Where do I invest it? What do I do with it? Where can I make it flourish the most? So, whatever that is, or it could be you've been wishing for a relationship and Spirit gives you this divine intervention and brings in a partner that's of equal value, and you're like, well, in my past relationships I've only given, I've never received. So being able to receive and open to that as well. So now we're going to move into April through June. It says nothing is set in stone, as is life, right? Life changes on a consistent basis. Nothing ever stays the same. You complete one cycle, you're jumping right into a new cycle, right? So things may still be a little mutable. Things might still be a little bit balancing out. But just as long as you can stay hopeful that it's all for your greater good and that there's always more to be had, the more that you align with more things instead of being fixed. Because Aquariuses, y'all, are a fixed sign, and a lot of times fixed signs will be the ones to put their claws in something and be like, you're not going nowhere. And then it becomes control. And letting go of the control might be the hardest thing. Is like just letting things change. Even if they're uncomfortable, just letting it happen. Because nothing is ever set in stone. But let's see what this could be in regards to. Okay. So we have the Page of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. So as long as you try is kind of what I'm getting, because there's a lot of people here. This could be in regards to your children. This could be, your main concern in life is making sure that your children are taken care of, right? And so you work really hard for that. And I feel like you're kind of reaping the rewards of the small efforts you've put forth in life. Even if it's not like your main, maybe if you don't have kids, it's like every little thing you've done up until this point is aligning you with being able to be financially secure, so you can take care of your bills, you can take care of these things. And when they come in, they may seem small. They might be just a bunch of little small blessings, almost like the path that leads you to the biggest blessing, right? So if it looks small during this time, just know that every small thing is adding up to the bigger thing. So invest with the small so that you can get the new. And enjoy the change. Enjoy the fact that there's still more things to have. There's still more steps to take. Enjoy the journey, not necessarily the destination. Because I do feel it's a very abundant time for you. April through June. It just may not seem like it. It just may seem like Oh, I won $10 on the lottery ticket. I won $5 here. And then you hit it big and you're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. But you put the energy out for it to come back. All right. So I feel this is also taking stock of like where you put your time, where you put your love, where you put your energy. Is it in alignment with the end goal, right? Because we all have an end goal. We all have that beautiful star that we try to work towards, right? And to me, this would feel like baby stepping into abundance. But the first thing you gotta do is make a plan. Look at the places in your life that may need some adjustments and start taking the small steps to show the universe this is what I truly want. This is what I want to change. This is where I want to grow. This is where I want to end up. And the more you can do that, the more you're speeding the energy up. Like, regardless if you're putting in massive change into something or just little changes here and there, it doesn't matter the momentum because every step pushes it forward. And Spirit saying, be careful of getting stuck in the mindset of thinking about all of, like, let's say in the past you gave so much and you lost so much. And so the little things are like, but that doesn't add up to what I missed, or that doesn't add up to what I lost. That doesn't add up to where I've been and where I want to be. So the more that you can get out of that apathetic mindset that like nothing is working, everything is the same, nothing is changing, you're missing out on the point of it. The point of it is it's I want to go this way, so I'm making small steps in that direction. Even if I don't see it right now that it's paying off, I'm still getting the momentum moving towards this instead of sitting there crying about, well, this didn't work and that didn't work and I don't like it this way. And the only way you can do that is to change it, right? And so I think the second 3 months you might have to make like readjustments to where you put your time, where you invest love, where you who you deal with, because sometimes, you know, for instance, like I spend all my time playing video games. Are you gonna invent games at the end of the day? Are you making money off of playing these games? You're spending all your time on this, but then wondering why nothing is working out for you. You see what I'm saying? So that time that you spent was spent on things that have no future value. So just be mindful of like where you spend your time, where you spend your energy, because wherever you're putting your energy is what's gonna come back to you. And a lot of times, let's say you're investing into all your time being on video games. A lot of times that comes with weight gain, that comes with lethargicness, that comes with, you know, no outside pleasure, so it's like be careful of where you're spending your time, because if you're wanting to be a Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, you've got to invest, even if it's a small amount of your time, towards putting in the work towards that, because the universe recognizes every little step you take. And so be careful of getting apathetic. Like, this is just the way my life is. I accept it like this. I'm not going nowhere, etc. All right. So from July through September, we have a time for healing. So sometimes when things are especially busy in life, we forget that we're human, right? And that even if it's small things that happen to us over time, if we don't take the time to rest or take the time to look at those things and like process them, transmute them, then we've got a time of healing that comes where it's like we're forced to heal, right? Let's say you get a cold and you don't take the medicine for it. The longer that you go without the medicine, the worse that the cold gets. And so then you end up having to go to the hospital, and then this and that. So be careful of that throughout the year, to take small pieces of time to heal yourself, to make sure that your body's in shape, your mind is good, your heart is good, do like temperature checks throughout the year. So that way when your time for healing comes, it's not like a massive thing you have to do, right? So let's see what this could be in regards to for the 3 months. Yeah. This looks like, okay, for the collective I'm reading for, you're so focused on the end goal. You're so focused on getting to that end, to getting to the place where you've got everything. You're in a rush to get there, but you forgot that there was some wounds from the past. There were some things that weren't dealt with. There were some sorries that weren't said. There were some misgivings. There was some hurt feelings, but you were like, I don't want to focus on that right now. I'm just going to keep moving towards this goal of mine. And what people fail to realize is, in order to get here, we have to learn the lessons from those healing periods in our life. We have to learn that maybe we played a part too. We have to take accountability, because every lesson that we, or every season that we have in life comes with a lesson. And if we don't take the time to address the lessons, then we're not aligning with the Ten of Pentacles, because we haven't got enough knowledge. It's almost like you don't want to learn the material in order to take the test. So then when the test comes, you don't know the answers to it. And then you fail and you have to start all the way back from the beginning. And if you quit going back to the source of where you learn the the knowledge, where you've gained the knowledge from, you're going to keep failing that test. And that's kind of where it's at. It's like you're so in a rush to get to the end that you're not taking the time to learn the actual curriculum to pass the test. But let's get some advice and see. Just don't be in a rush to get there, because it's all about the journey. And a lot of times, unless we align with mind, body, spirit, and we continuously up level ourselves, we're always going to end at the same result, right? Because if we didn't learn the lesson of why we lost something, we're going to keep losing it until we realize, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't spend money on this all the time. Maybe I should save money. Maybe I should do this, that, or the other. Because Spirit's not going to give you the grand amount if you don't know what to do with it. So I think it's just this time for healing is like maybe you were just so busy going with the life, like trying to get to that end place, that you forgot to take care of yourself in the process, or to gain the knowledge through the experiences you've already lived. Like you're just in this rush, like I just want to get there. I want everything to be fine without taking the time. So I do feel like maybe July through September, you're going to have to kind of dig back and be like, okay, well, maybe I skipped a few steps along the way that I need to know. So that way, the next blessing that comes, I know what to do with it. Nothing big, nothing serious. But that's why I say you should always take like temperature checks along the way to see if you're cooking correctly, you know? Because sometimes we don't even have the oven on, but we don't know that because we didn't go to check the temperature. Well, I hope that makes sense. Alright, so now we're going to go from October through December. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so October through December, it says communication is key. That could be in anything. That could be in relationships. Like, yes, you need to communicate your needs, your wants, your desires. And you need to listen to. How is somebody going to know what to do if you don't, explain to them how to do it? Or it could be like you've been working a job for so long, but you've never actually gone to the boss and say, hey, I do a lot of work. Can you give me a raise? So there's something in particular about needing to communicate in the latter part of this year. Let's see. Okay. What I'm getting is there's something that's been on your mind for a while about like not receiving what it is that you've put out. And this could be in relationships, like I said, or it could be in business because I had the King of Swords, the Six of Pentacles. There's some kind of imbalance that needs to be spoken about. Ten of Wands, like you're overdoing something, and that could be like you're in a relationship and you give everything of yourself and your partner isn't giving back. It's going to weigh on you over time. And I think it's something you've been quiet about, something you haven't expressed with the High Priestess, Ace of Swords. It's like your truth, but nobody else knows your truth but you. It's like expecting somebody to do something for you without knowing that you want it to begin with. And so I do feel communication is definitely needed, that you need to express the way you've been feeling. Maybe you've been feeling heavy. Maybe you've had a lot on your plate and you just need some help. Um, it's like cutting through. Okay, we've got the Sun, the Eight of Cups, and the Fool. Maybe there's clarity about you needing to um, maybe you've been feeling like you need to leave a job. Maybe you've been feeling like you need to leave a situation without taking the chance of asking for something better. It's almost like you've been just planning your escape without addressing the problems to see if it can be fixed, right? So I do feel like you expressing this could save you from having to walk away. And within that situation creates a new beginning as well. So it's like if you're at a job and you've been working overtime, you've been doing everything the boss says, but you've never asked for a raise. When you do communicate that, hey, I've been doing all of these things, and if you don't compensate me, I'm going to leave, then it creates the opportunity for the boss to say, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't, it just kind of slipped my mind, like I didn't think about it. Or in a relationship, you've been taking on the burden of something, and then at some point you get to the point that you're like, I can't take this no more, I'm out, without asking them like, hey, is this going to be a regular thing, or can you help me out? And it opens up the opportunity to have something new born out of something that may have been very burdensome to you. So I feel like you're clearing out the junk come the end of the year, basically, like speaking your truth, which opens up the possibility for the raises, opens up the possibility for the start in a new relationship, or whichever way it goes for you. Now, before I close it out, I am going to get some love messages. I do feel like all in all, this is going to be a very healing year for you. This is going to clear out a lot of the things that may have been lingering from the past. I want to say 7, but I don't know what happened in the last 7 years for you in particular. It just feels like a clearing of energy throughout the year. Like I do feel you're aligning with um, abundance in your life. And it kind of feels like maybe last year you didn't put in the work, and so you're playing catch up this year, trying to cut back all of the things you knew you should have cut back on last year. Something like that. Let's see. All right. Love messages for my Aquarius. Okay, we've got intuition, breakup, and family. Okay. Maybe there's somebody that you cut things off with and you consider them to still be part of your family. Maybe you two are connecting and telepathically, intuitively, whatever. You might be guided to bring this back together. Or what you're realizing is the partnerships that you're in, or the way that you've been dealing with people romantically, they're not the people that you would see like in the future. So you might just be have broken up with somebody and you're being guided towards a more healthy love this year of 2026. You're breaking up with like toxic people, toxic patterns, intuitively being guided to your actual soul family members. It's very beautiful, my dear Aquarius. I love it for you. It looks like 2026, like I said, it's going to require some adjustments on y'all's end, but all in all, it looks pretty good. Alrighty. And I do feel there's a flipping of energy. So whoever's been doing really bad in life up until this point, the ones that have gone through the most traumas, are going to be having it easier. I don't know, it just feels like a flip. The ones that have had it easy, they're about to go through the dark nights, things like that. All right, so now we're moving on to Geminis at 26:15. All right, my dearest Geminis, just like I did with the Aquariuses, I'm going to break it down into 3-month intervals to see what might be happening during each particular phase of the year. Let's see. The song Tennessee Whiskey is playing. Okay. So for the first 3 months, we have meditate and contemplate. Full new moon in Pisces. All right. Let's get some clarifications. You might need to meditate. You might need to contemplate on something. There might be something really heavy in your mind that you need to find peace with, or maybe, especially with air signs, I know y'all are in your heads a lot, whereas water signs are in their hearts all the time. So maybe meditation would help you to align the thoughts that may feel like out of line, or are a little running crazy. Okay. You got the High Priestess at the bottom. I think intuitively you know that you're setting out on a whole new adventure. We've got the Fool, the Knight of Wands, and the Sun. I think maybe up until this point, you haven't felt excitement about life. There's been like, you've been in a quiet period where you've been aligning with something bigger and better. Maybe you have never really experienced a whole lot of happiness or success or whatever, clarity. And I feel like the beginning of the year starts off really good for you, especially being that this is a 1 year. So it's the end of a very heavy cycle, starting a new cycle, free of all the baggage from the previous cycle. So I see a lot of excitement, especially with the Fool card and the Knight of Wands. It's like, yes, let's go. So I feel like that's y'all's energy for the start of the year is let's go. I'm ready for happiness. I'm ready to do all of the things. Okay. It's pretty much the same thing. We've got the Queen of Wands, the Sun, and the World. You're like, I am burning down the path before me. Like from your past, you're burning it up. I'm starting new, especially with the World. The World is like you've completed a cycle, you're stepping into a new one, and I feel like you're ready for it, because I feel like whoever I'm reading for hasn't had it that easy in life. So you might have just got out of like the 10 of Swords, let's say. 10 of Swords is the painful cycle, the betrayals, the pains, the loss. And now you're like, yes, I'm ready for something new, because everything before this has been shit. I'm ready. Let's do the exciting things. Let's do the happiness, especially the Sun twice. Ready. And the World is right before the Fool. So one begins and the other ends, just like last year was the end of the cycle and this is the beginning. So you're right in alignment with how things have been working astrologically as well. So I do feel like you're like, let's go. You've got all of the energy in the world for it. You're like, I no longer need anything from my past. Let's do this. I'm ready. And the maybe that's why it says meditate and contemplate, to be sure that whatever you're going towards, whatever your happiness is that you're ready to feel it. You know, because sometimes we want happiness, but we're not ready to really experience it yet, and so we'll push back against it. So meditation helps you get into the place of receptivity, surrender, letting things play out the way that they're supposed to, and trusting that there's something bigger than us that is leading us into something better. All right, confidence is your key to the success. And that's one thing I believe, besides Leos, the Geminis are really good at least portraying is confidence. It's like fake it till you make it kind of thing. Like, no matter if um, you've never done a certain job before, you can go in there and sell it. You know, like, I could do this job. This job is for me. Oh. Okay. I'm kind of feeling that this might be a place where you struggle. The sun. I think bravado is one thing, and actually feeling confident is another. I feel like this is something you might struggle with. Like, on the outside, you look like you're confident, you present yourself like you're confident, but internally, you're not confident at all. um, you're fearful of it, like maybe you, because bravado to me is like presenting to the world like everything's okay because you're scared to be vulnerable and open. And so this could be another lesson that you're experiencing in this year, is that there are certain things that you may be doing that um, are kind of counterintuitive to where you want to go. Because to align to the sun, the sun is truth, happiness. It's not pretending that we're telling the truth and that we're happy. It's actually feeling the happiness. It's actually experiencing the happiness. And so you might have a hard time actually feeling what it is you're presenting. Um, I do feel like you're one of those people that when people ask, how are you? And you're like, I'm fine. Everything's great. I'm always fine. But it's fake because we have the devil, the three of cups, and the five of swords. It's basically like, that's what I'm going to show you, because I don't want you to take advantage of my weaknesses. And so be careful of that. But I do feel like you really need to understand that you didn't make it this far to only make it this far. You literally gone through many struggles. You made it through the past cycle of pain and loss and separation. And so you really need to understand that you have what you need to be confident. Confidence is not a act. Confidence is an internal feeling that you know you're able to do something, or it's like only saying you're happy when you are truly happy and being confident about that. I am happy, because if not, it's you can't, it's kind of like that fake it till you make it, but almost like in the unhealthiest terms. It's the devil again. Yeah, there's something about really working on your inner confidence, so that way you don't have to pretend to be something that you're not. Okay. There's a lot of change in this area of the year for you. And it's kind of coming into Gemini season during this time, so it's right in alignment with that. I'm kind of getting like being vulnerable is one of your biggest fears. but it also keeps you from forming like truly strong bonds. The Lovers and the Five of Swords, like your relationships are superficial because you're not open to receiving. Like, it's okay if they're vulnerable with you, but you're not vulnerable with them. And that could be why you're in a lot of superficial relationships. Three of Cups, Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is that, you know, sensual type of relationships, just all centered around intimacy and not actually emotional intimacy. So I don't know. I think there's a big change in this. Maybe be very careful, like I said, of trying to work on being vulnerable and not just telling the world you're fine. You have to believe that you're okay. And I don't feel that you're okay during this time, but it's all happening so that way you can have true authentic connections and true authentic living, true authentic happiness, whatever that means to you. And it doesn't have to be relationships, it could be just in life, you know, being sad on the inside and presenting happy on the outside may work for a little bit, but to me it's a defense mechanism to keep yourself from getting hurt again. And as long as we keep letting the past dictate our future, we're going to get stuck in that toxic cycle. Because that double came out twice. So for whoever I'm reading for definitely has some kind of toxic patterns when it comes to how they form connections. And you may not see it as being deceitful to say I'm happy or I'm okay when you're not. But if a person is truly cares about you or that they know you well enough, they know that you're lying to them. But because you don't trust them enough to offer support, then it kind of devalues any friendship or connection that you have. Because I honestly feel like this year is going to be the year that you find true happiness within self if you're willing to be open and vulnerable and making the changes necessary. And it's crazy because the earth signs, they all seem to be ready. Whereas I've seen with the air signs, it's almost like y'all are one step behind for some reason. Um, and this says a time for healing. And this is going to be July through September. And kind of like what I explained to Aquarius, because they did get the same card. It's like you're so quick trying to get to this end result of like true happiness that it's like not preparing for a test and then wondering why you fail it. It's because you haven't looked back and absorbed all the information necessary to take the test. Um, there's some definite heartbreak that needs to be addressed. Um, because it's made you kind of apathetic and just like nothing ever good's gonna happen for me anyway, so I'm just gonna continue doing what I've done before. And I'm not trying to be ugly when I say things like that, but I'm trying to help you to understand that there might be some things that need to be addressed around pain. Um, because I feel like you push back around like anybody that tries to get close to you with the Seven of Wands. It's like, I'm protecting my heart. Don't get close to me. I've been hurt before. Three of Swords, Queen of Swords. Very sharp. Very much like maybe even unintentionally hurting other people because you're hurt and not recognizing it because you're still kind of only thinking about the things that have been done to you and not the people that are trying to help you or trying to get close to you. This reading got real deep real fast. Sorry, gems. If it doesn't fit, don't take it. Just, again, it's like there's a new cycle that wants to start. And I do feel like you have made certain steps to get there. But you are not feeling it. And that could be the problem, is because you're not willing to face it and end it. You're kind of blocking yourself from what's trying to come in. So maybe the sun that kept coming out is like a clarity around the fact that maybe you've been pushing against happiness for a while, that because you don't deserve it. And realizing that confidence is really knowing that you deserve it. Maybe that's what you're learning this year, is how to step into the cycle, the new cycle. Because you've been through enough pain. I see that. You've been through enough. But where do you draw the line? Pushing people away and not interacting with anybody is not going to solve the problem. It's only going to hold up the growth that's wanting to come in for you. Because I feel like you are a beautiful soul. You could give life to so many beautiful things if you would quit pushing back on the happiness and what you deserve. It's almost like you say, because it's always happened this way, that you deserve it in some sense. And it could have come from somebody, even in your childhood, that never made you feel valuable or validated in your existence itself. So I definitely feel it's a very healing year for you, which from what I can see has been like a long time coming. Now, if I still have any Geminis with me on this reading, let's look at October through December. Look at the bigger picture. And I think that's where the lines get misconstrued, is we only see our point sometimes in life. And we get so hyper fixated on us and what we need to do that we don't look at the reasons why everything happened the way it did as a collective. Like, what part do we play in the collective instead of just center focused? Because everything that you've experienced could be used as a platform to elevate the collective. But as long as you aren't vulnerable enough to speak your truth, to break the binds, break the ties that are binding you, you're not able to move past it. So it's like looking at the bigger picture will help you to not just see something right here. It's, some things come into clarity when you do that. And I do feel like that's one of the Gemini's biggest lessons in life, is how to love and how to be authentic in love, because you guys are the Lover's card. And the Lover's card is a choice. Do we have superficial relationships where it's all based off of our passion, or do we go for something that's more nurturing and loving? And I kind of feel like you're in that period of not letting your past keep you stuck, because I do feel there's a lot of an imbalance around that. It's like some things you know would be good to you, but because that would mean you would have to be vulnerable to accept them, your past says don't do it, or your ego says that's too scary, don't do it, you know, it's not going to help anything, I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing and fuck everything else, kind of thing. But I do feel like the more that you can accept that there are better things for you, the more that the momentum will change and they'll be able to come in because you're open to receive them. But let's see. Two of Cups, Six of Swords, Hermit. Yeah, I feel like you've kind of been in isolation for a while. whoever I'm talking to. Really trying to look at those shadows of why does this keep happening? Why have I been treated this way? Why have certain things happened the way that they did? Trying to understand why you're so apathetic. And it's apathetic to me is like there can be a million good things in your face and you don't feel them because you're not holding that place of openness. You're closed off to the world. But I do feel like you're coming into alignment with yourself. Pretty much the Two of Cups, Six of Swords. The conflict that has kept you stuck. And either you're going to meet somebody that you're ready to be vulnerable with, or you're going to move forward in a connection to where the conflict that's held you back up until this point is going to dissipate. Well, if it's not for you, don't take it. I'm just reading for whoever I'm reading for. Who knows at this point? Two of Cups. Beautiful. You're going to end the year off great. Or at least from a water sign's perspective. It might be... I do feel it's going to be a year full of chances to be happy. You just got to make the effort to accept them and not let this guy here constantly tell you which way you need to go. Because there is some kind of really strong toxic pattern that's stuck. All right, I'm going to pull some love messages. And then I'm going to move on to Libra. Okay. Truth. So the truth is, maybe you've been in like a party lifestyle, maybe you've been a player, maybe you've been dealing with players and partiers and a certain lifestyle. And I feel like you're at a crossroads. And like I said, lovers, the Gemini's main lesson in life is to learn the difference between superficial satisfaction and actual internal satisfaction. How to get into your own truth surrounding like your heart space and what really is valuable. So I feel like you're at a crossroads. Do I continue to party and be a player and just go after people that don't have substance, or do I actually go after something that would truly be something that would be beneficial in the future? Okay. All right, Gems. That's what I got for you, loves. Leave me a comment down below. Like I said, only take what resonates with you. Leave the rest. All right, now we're moving on to Libras. 4830. All right, Libras. All right, just like I did with the other signs, I'm going to separate it in 4 sections. The first 3 months, second 3 months, third and fourth. Okay, that's January through March, April through June, July through September, October through December. I always think it's funny when y'all end up getting the cold moon in December. But let's go back to January through March. We have Show the World the Real You, full moon in Aquarius. Kind of like what I was telling Gemini. Maybe you've been in a pattern of people ask you, are you okay? And you'll be like, I'm good. Not really being who you truly are, just kind of presenting what you think the world wants to see. Maybe not. Maybe there's something about yourself. You hold a talent that you haven't quite shown to the world yet. Because you need to be seen. 6 of Wands. You need to be seen. The Sun. Okay. I feel like it's uncomfortable for you. It's a very unknown thing. Like, putting yourself out there as to be seen feels uncomfortable to you. Maybe you like hiding in the shadows a little bit, letting other people shine. You kind of take the back seat to it. But right now, Spirit's like, no, you're meant to be seen. You need to walk away from the idea that you need to be in the shadows. You need to get out of the shadows and head towards the sun, because literally this man is walking towards the moon, and you need to be headed towards the light, where this Six of Wands, you know, the victory, the success, the adoration is, because you can't feel bad for not being seen if you don't put yourself out there. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes we're like, nobody likes me. But do you show the world who you are? You know, like, do you put yourself out there to be liked? Or do you kind of hang in the shadows? I think you'll find a lot of happiness if you can just get out of the shadows. Nine of Cups, Hermit. Tower. Get out of there before Spirit makes you get out. I always say catch God on a whisper, not a shout. The Tower to me is the shout, right? The Hermit is the whisper. Like, you're meant to be seen. Get out there before they forcibly make you get out there. Um, I honestly feel like you know it's time, but maybe you're scared of doing it because it will be very different for you to be seen. Because a lot of times we don't want people to judge us, so we kind of cower. You know, just like for me, I hate being on camera. I hate it. Like, it still to this day makes me uncomfortable, but I do it. Um, and it's kind of like for you, it's like you got to face those fears, because what could come from it could be very beneficial, very life changing. So January through March, let the world see you. Get out there, because something is meant to happen for you, and it can't happen unless you get out there. Maybe you'll meet your life partner. Maybe you'll hit it big. Maybe somebody will watch you and you'll become like this super successful. What do they call these people that are on the TV? Celebrity, whatever, some sort of celebrity. Because this is the new year. The world is trying to open up for you. Your days of being in the shadows is over. It's done with. That was your past lesson. We're in a new cycle now. We're in the 1 year. Well, 10 and 1. You know, so you could be seeing a lot of 10s and 1s. I know in the readings I've been seeing a crap load of 10s and 1s. Ends, beginnings. It's the same thing. It's that rebirth, that Ouroboros. So, new year, new Libra. Period. And the next one is confidence is the key to success. Confidence is the sun, right? The Leo represents the sun. Confidence is showing the world that true, authentic Libra that's been hiding in the shadows, saying, well, I'll let everybody else shine and I'm not going to be shown. If you want success this year, get out of your comfort zone and do something different. All right. Let's see. This is April through June. This Nine of Cups keeps coming out. Queen of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Things have been slow moving, and I think because maybe you've been figuring out who you are authentically, right? Like, where does your heart stand? Where does your mind stand? Balancing the two. And because the Queen of Cups is like, I'll give everything to everybody. You can't stay in that too long, because people will take advantage of that, right? And that could be why you're in the shadows. You're just like, no, because if I put myself out there, if I put my whole heart into something, people can take advantage. But I think it's been a lesson around self-confidence and trying to find that confidence. Because once you can find that confidence and just show it to the world and not care what anybody else has to say or think about it, that's when real success comes in. Because they do say authenticity is the highest vibration you can hit. The song Unpretty by Jelly Roll is playing. I would have died if I would have stayed the same. I hate the man I used to be, but he's always a part of me. So your past may have been unpretty. It's time to change that, transmute it. Okay. What I'm getting is like you're magic, but you haven't been open to receiving it back. Like you'll give and give and give, but you won't get it back, or you haven't. You've been pushing back against it a little bit. Like you're trying to protect yourself in some sense. Like because if you're vulnerable or if you're open, people will take advantage. But when you do that, you're kind of discrediting the whole point of you owning your power, because you can be out there and you can be vulnerable. You've learned the lessons. Be confident in that you are protected by the Most High. Like there's nothing that can touch you unless you let it. And a lot of times we're our own worst enemy because we let people into that too close when we know they shouldn't. So this year looks like it's your time to come out and be that magic beast that you are. Roar. Just roar to the world, my dear Libras. Alright, let's look at July through September. And if y'all are single, I feel like getting out into the world and showing your authentic self is going to lead you to that person you've been looking for, because it shows that you're confident within yourself and you're not hiding in the shadows. And energetically, people will feel that. Lose Control by Teddy Swim. So hold your vision. And once you do that, make sure to hold it there. Don't just pop out and then go back, right? You can't go popping out here and there. You got to pop out and stay out. You can't jump out and then go back in the thing like that. The groundhog. You can't be a groundhog, Libras. You've got to be in there. And I know sometimes it's hard, especially if you're an empath, to be out there all the time. But that's why you protect yourself in that beautiful light. You see that moon came back again. You're shining and then you go, okay, I've had enough of this. I'm back. Your new beginning is on the other side of this. But you feel stuck. You feel like the shadows is where you need to be. And I'm not saying shadows like the devil kind of shadows. I'm saying like just incognito. And the choice is ultimately up to you. Do you want true success? If you do, hold that vision and go for it. No matter the circumstances, no matter if it, whatever, just keep pushing. Pick it and go with it, and don't go back to the moon, because the moon isn't going to get you there. That will keep you trapped in that vicious cycle. It's your choice. I think you need to work through some, maybe people in the past have told you weren't enough, or shut you up a lot, or like pushed you into the shadows. But a lot of times they do that because your power, if you were to actually go out there, would be way more powerful than them. So subconsciously people will push you away or put you in the corner because they don't want you to outshine them. So be careful of that. Don't let anybody put baby in the corner, okay? Baby needs to get out there and dance that dirty dance that she does so well. Um, if you know, you know. But yes, because I feel you popping out and then you go back. Don't do it. Stay out. You're meant to be seen, okay? That's the theme of this year for you. Be a new you. New you, new Libra. But last but not least, let's see. Lose control. Alright, so we have believe in the impossible. And then act like you believe it. And quit worrying about what other people say. Don't let other people keep you in that corner, because that's kind of the way I feel what has happened. The Fool, exactly. That's where you, yes. You're meant for greatness. You're meant for success. Whoever I'm talking to, you're meant for love. A new beginning in love. And how is anybody going to see you if you don't get out there? Like, really out there. I understand. Don't run out on your faith. The mountain you've been climbing is only a grain of sand. What you've been searching forever is in your hands. Like, do it. All right, Carrie Underwood. Don't let the losses of your past keep you from actually getting out there, because I feel like if you can embrace it, you're going to find the person that's meant for you. They're waiting for you, actually. Like, they're tired of waiting for you. They're like, I've been ready for a while. Like, come on, catch up. Because when it happens, I feel like it's going to be like when pigs fly. Like, you never thought this could be a possibility for you. Never in your wildest dreams. Even as a kid, back when dreams were actually a thing. You know, because when we get older, we forget how to dream sometimes. Dream again. Don't get apathetic to the way the world can be at times. You design your world. You got this. Love is meant to find you, but they can't unless you're out there authentically, 100% with confidence that you deserve it. It's just a grain of sand. All right, now I'm going to pull some love messages to close it out, and I will be done with you guys. Thank you for all the love and support you show me. If you enjoyed this reading, please leave me some comments down below. And I hope y'all have an amazing 2026. I do feel it is the flipping this year. The flipping. Everybody that has had it easy up until this point, I think the dark nights are coming for them. And the ones that have invested all of the love and heartaches and traumas are about to have it better. So, the great flip. Oh, okay. Reconciliation. And what made me laugh is it's toxic relationship, travel, and wedding. Um, get out of, because a toxic relationship would be doing everything for a person and expecting them to give it back to you. And I think that's where y'all are. It's like you gave too much to the wrong people. You need to travel outside of that, because that's where your wedding's going to happen. That's where your reconciliations are going to happen. When you can show the universe that you deserve better, better is going to come for you. So some of y'all might even travel and end up getting married somewhere exotic by the end of the year. Let me know. I want to come. But anyways, I love you guys. Have an amazing 2026, and I will see you in the next one.